All right, that is definitely my cue. We are here once at it again. It is Tuesday for the love of Jayla. We are on episode 5 right now, and I want to give it a second shout out to everyone that has been hanging out with us on these past 5 episodes of For the Love of Jayla. I am so happy to be here. I'm very excited about today's episode. It is somebody I have been kind of following for a while now, and really excited to finally get to chat one-on-one. Shout out to everyone who is not only on YouTube live right now, everybody who is watching on my Instagram live. Shout out to you guys, getting a little bit more of a back, scene view over here. But I'm gonna kick off the show now with our guest, Mr. Eli. Are we there? Do we got you? Are we here,
Hey,
Eli?
I'm here. What's up? Hello.
Thank you
so much for having me.
No, thank you so much for being on the show. I know you've been quite busy. There's been a lot of things happening in your life. So every time, before we get into all of that amazing stuff you're working on right now and moving and shaking with, I'm going to kick off, and I do this every single episode. It's called El Chequeo. So El Chequeo, it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing, all right?
Okay.
El Chequeo is just a very quick, easy check-in. It's like our mental health check-in. I do this every week by myself, with my guests, with my co-host, whoever's with me in studio, my producer, Jeff, who's in the background. Shout out to Jeff. We have this little bit, where we just simply check in. What are your highs? What are your lows? They don't necessarily need to be like, oh my God, I had this horrible thing happen. But there was a hiccup in the road. Sometimes just even those hiccups kind of, filter things out. So I'm going to kick off my chequeo. And my lows is that, let's be realistic, Christmas is a couple of days away. For the Latinos, or for some Caribbean cultures as well. We do Noche Buena, so Christmas is on Fridays, not on Saturday, y'all. Right. So preparing for that is a different perspective as a mom. So getting that ready, and then knowing that my daughter's actually leaving me on Christmas Day. She's like, bye, Mom. I'm going to go put another stamp in my passport. Have fun for New Year's. And I'm like, man. So that's my low.
Wait, where's she going? What? Where's she going? What is this rock star lifestyle? Oh, wait. Details.
She has more stamps on her passport than I do right now. And I have a lot of things. She's been kicking on some international butts. So
okay.
I can't be mad at her. I gotta let her live this lifestyle, because un dia it's called adulting.
Yeah, seriously.
And then mortgages and car payments and school and all that real stuff happens. Right. And you gotta be like, a trip and be selfish, or I gotta pay bills. Fine.
Wow, good for her.
She's leaving to Costa Rica with the parentals. Grandparents are like, that's kind of been our tradition though since she was born. With the separation of me and her father and everything, and her being very close to my parents as well. We've kind of taken on this tradition as like, I get her most of the big holidays, but there are certain holidays. And a lot of it also had to do with my job schedule, working in the entertainment media field. Christmas is easier to have off, even though sometimes we always work it. But like New Year's is kind of like, you're going to be working around like the day before, the day after. Like there's something around those 2 or 3 days that you got, work is happening. And I am actually going to be emceeing a wedding. Wow. So as I work, she gets to go have fun in Costa Rica.
2 boss ladies doing their thing. It's all good. Hey, it is what it is. We love to see it. Listen,
if I'm going to break some type of cycles, is that, right? She's going to start real young.
I love it.
But Eli, tell us about your highs and lows, your chequeo for this week. Talk to us.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, the low was she was leaving. What was the high?
The high? I don't know. Life is changing. Life is evolving, and it's been a rough couple months and years for most of us. And I feel like it's headed in a brighter direction. Don't want to get my hopes up, but I definitely think things are, your energy attracts the right people, the right, things, the right situations, the right jobs, the right perspectives. And I think things are not where I want them to be, but there's definitely a little bit more light than I had. So I think that's a beautiful thing. And I promised myself that this year was going to be the year of enjoying my journey rather than wanting to get to the finish line and forgetting kind of the moment, being present. And I think that's such a big deal. And I've lived 15 years in this career that sometimes, like, when things slow down, I was just like, man, I really should have enjoyed that. That was really fun. And I didn't. Yeah. So I think that with everything that has been going on, that's been part of this process. So right now that I'm in that transitional feeling and that things are headed away from dark towards light, that I think I'm enjoying it and just taking it a day at a time, even when it gets really frustrating.
Wow. Look, does everyone listen to this? A crazy, immense perspective of growth and understanding. Even through the hard times, there's perspective. Even through the hard times, there's growth. Even through the hard times, there's lessons. That's fantastic.
It's hard, and it's not easy. Especially, like, I think as a Latina woman, we're just naturally impatiently spicy, and patience is not one of our fortes. Todo lo queremos así.
Yeah.
Everything is what's next, and I think that sometimes we're not taught to take it slow in a lot of things. And I think that when you learn the value of a balance in it, I think it's a beautiful thing. It's really hard to practice though.
It's hard. But the big thing I like to, before I jump in on the big thing I want everyone to realize, you to realize too, is, and that's what I try to tell everyone, is like, the fact that you're listening to us talk right now, the fact that I see you breathing and talking right now, is the fact that you made it through one of the hardest years of modern history. Like, you're still right here, right now. And you got through some of the hardest years of modern history, and you're still here, and you're still standing, and you're still breathing, and you're still working, and you're still striving. If you could get through the hardest years of modern history, who the hell says 2022 can't be whatever the hell you want it to be? That's the way I see it. It's like, so let's go. We're living a life of abundance here. There's this Morgan Freeman quote. I think he plays God in a movie or something, but he's like, if you ask for God for courage, does he just zap you with courage, or does he provide situations for you to be courageous? Does he, and that's like, if you want to be fearless, does he just zap you with fearlessness, or does he provide situations for you to be fearless? So, like, just speak on that, or the universe, and know that it's all happening for you, everybody. That's all.
I love that.
But yeah, with me, mine's
with
a little more grounded.
Checkin, I need your checkout. What's your lows? What's going on?
Mine is a little more grounded, a little like not as triumphant as yours, because yours was inspiring. I was like feeling some type of way when you were talking, but mine. So I was traveling. I like went from Denver to Chile, kind of, to Mexico, back to Chicago. I was traveling for like a good month, and I got Christmas presents like already bought, planned, all that. I got a computer that was supposed to be on the way, a smartwatch, and guess what's at the house that was supposed to be here weeks ago? Nothing. So all my shopping that was planned is not gonna be there.
First of all, let me kick off by interrupting you by saying, just the simple fact that you pre-planned.
Yeah.
That's enough. When you think about somebody saying, you know what, I'm going away for a month, I'm worried about where I'm going, my vacation, am I going to remember my own things? But the fact that you even thought about, you know what, Christmas is coming, let me have everything set up, let me pre-think this out. Were you raised by women?
I was raised by women, actually.
You have to have been
raised by women. My grandmas and my mom and all my tias. That's what it was. So my planning skills are very good because of it. But the bad thing is none of it came. Everything like is gonna show up like after Christmas. So I'm like, oh my God. So now I've been out all day today trying to like scrounge up some Christmas presents, because I'm the type that like, I like having just the paper everywhere, the mess, everyone opening up presents. I love like them opening up stupid, silly gifts, like, because it's memories, it's special, it's important. So like, I like to try to sustain that as much as I can.
Are you more about the thought behind the present, or the actual like present. Because
the
I know
thought.
I'm particular about some things like that.
So
And
like it's the so I'll put it this way. Every year I have something with my face on it that I give to like my grandma and like my aunts and uncles. So like this year I had a pillow and it was the sequence pillow where it's my face like I'm looking like this, and then you put the sequence off and then it's like gold and then you put it back and it's my face. And like my uncles are like hood as hell. They're like Puerto Rican guys from like, you know, Southside Chicago. So they're all tatted up. So it's so funny on Christmas for them to get all these photos and stupid stuff of me looking like all cute because they don't know what to do with it. They're like, cool, man, thanks, cool, chill, sick. You know,
oh man,
like,
at this point, they just have to build like a little shrine because it's like, what do I do with this? Let me just,
yeah.
you know, where our parents used to just put all of the quince, you know, all the baptism stuff, all the baby shower ornaments. It's gonna be like one section just with like your face on it.
That's what I'm trying to get because I'm like the oldest of all my cousins. I've been forgotten about for years now. So like I'm trying to get some shine again. I'm trying to get on the fridge. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get back. So that's my way to do it. So, you know, so I have to go to Walgreens to do the same day printing for some calendars or something on my face. So that's
those are listen. That was on one of my to-do lists. Backup extra jokester plans. Today I executed one of my. I listen to what people like to say. So when they say something that's very smart ass ish, the gift is going to match.
Oh, so, that's fun.
I'm really excited for this particular gift.
Okay.
And
I'm excited.
I can't wait for all of that. So so you running around, that's your lows. And so where are we at with the highs then?
Well, my highs is kind of what we were talking about, right? It's like my grandma's kind of bummed out because certain people can't like make it this year or whatever. But I'm like, grandma, like the fact that we have people that are here is one thing. Like, not to get too down in the dumps or sad about it, but there's a reality out there that a lot of people aren't here that were here last year out of something that existed just a couple years ago, a virus that was just a couple years ago. So, you know, there's something special. There's something of gratitude that you kind of have to hold a little deeper and be aware of every single day. So the fact that I get to go get presents, I get to be frustrated that my computer didn't come in, I get to be able to buy something for my grandma, I get to go like to the store and buy things for my family members. Like I get to do those things. I changed my mindset from I have to I get like years ago, and it totally changed my mindset of gratitude. And that's how I try to live my life now when I'm feeling too overwhelmed and I'm feeling frustrated. I'm like, okay, I get to buy a computer. I get to be frustrated because it didn't show up. You know what I mean? So like, that's the kind of high is because I get to do the same things that I'm frustrated in doing. So this holiday season, y'all, if you're frustrated by something, just know that you get to be frustrated where a lot of people can't. So
I think that's a big deal though. And I think, like you said, words are really powerful, and the way that you speak about certain things, I think, I mean, it's hard already in general to speak kindly to yourself. And I think a lot of us are really hard on ourselves too, like with having to have like this expectation of who we are and where we should be. And, you know, forget that there's been a pandemic for 2 years, but you know what I mean? At this age, I should be doing this and I should be there and I shouldn't be worried in a pandemic. And it's just like, but yo, this is the first time for everybody going through this. Like none of us really know what's going on. Like, you know, there's been people who haven't worked since it started, you know, like that haven't been able to have, you know, different opportunities or experiences to hustle or figure it out. And, you know, it doesn't just like kind of, it's not like an on and on switch for everybody. And I think that changing that perspective and that mentality, and especially during these tough times is hard, but it's definitely building a different breed of strength or toughness, or at this point, whatever it's going to be called.
Yeah, seriously. Like this whole pandemic, I think we all had to carry extra weight that we didn't have to carry before because we have to deal with this collective trauma, this collective stress that like, you know, and we all are learning something about ourselves through the process. Like it's hard, it's difficult. Yeah, you have to give yourself grace because this hasn't happened in 100 years and the world was very different from then. So it's just crazy. Like I was shooting like a Buzzfeed video like right before the pandemic. And I remember I started editing it like 6 months later. But it's so crazy that I was like in Southside Chicago, in Pilsen, like no mask, no gloves, like no one was even thinking about this world that we lived in. And it's so surreal because this is like something we're always going to think about now. You're going to have that someone that, hey, nice to meet you. I'm so-and-so. We're like, that was gross before. Now it's like, okay, now you're trying to kill me.
I mean, even the simple fact, like for me, I think one of the things that was, most mind-blowing was, being a mom and, remembering my childhood where my mom used to come to my class and this, and, even with all the school shootings and everything that have been happening in the past years pre-pandemic, obviously security measures tighten up. Now you got to go through the school board and get a background check, and it takes, X amount of time, and you can't even show up to give your kid cupcakes anymore without any of these procedures. Wow. And already that was a thing. But now going into the pandemic, I remember I think I've been in my daughter's school 3 times physically inside of her classroom. And this is the first time, and she's in 1st grade. Kindergarten, I didn't even know what the inside of that school looked like. And that was terrifying as a mom, not even knowing what the inside of your own child's school looks like because of a pandemic, and this year, I immediately there, can you, for parents who want to sign up, I signed up immediately. I was like, there's no way I'm not going to that. I'm going to know what my child's school looks like. I don't care. I'm going. And, I've gone in to volunteer and stuff, but just even simple things like this have been, it's crazy how just the world has flipped upside down in a sense. Do a quick little reset. I have Eli here with me for the Love of Jayla, episode 5. How do you say your last name? Because I know every Latino says things differently, and I know you're not very fluent in Spanish either. So I didn't want.
Okay, I can say my name. All right, I can at least do that.
I'm not saying that you don't know how to say your name. I'm saying that you might have a particular way of saying it. Because I know, my last name, I always just automatically say Sandoval, which in real realization in English, it's a compound word. It's Sandoval. But I don't say it like that. I'm so used to saying Sandoval that I just always kind of say it that way. So I wanted to hear it from your own mouth.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, my name is I go by Eli Vazquez.
Okay, see? So you do say it with a little Spanish.
Yeah, little Spanish. You gotta throw the Spanish stank on there. Give me that at least. My first name is actually Eli Samuel. So Eli Samuel Vazquez. So it's Samuel. Or in America, Eli Samuel Vazquez. That's
there it goes.
There it goes. But Eli Samuel, which I hated when I was a kid, but now I love and accept it. So biblical and super Puerto Rican. And I was in Puerto Rico a couple years ago, and they said, "Oh, your name is Eli Samuel. That's like the Chad. That's like the most broiest name of Puerto Rico. That's like the Chad of Puerto Rico." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Oh, I'm like the fuckboy name is Eli Samuel." So there you go.
That's you got a Puerto Rican fuckboy name, is what you're saying.
Pretty much. That's it.
Well, you also have. Tell us a little bit more about yourself. You're Puerto Rican, obviously you mentioned, but you're not also Puerto Rican. You're also Mexican, correct?
Yeah. I'm Mexican. My dad's Puerto Rican. Afro-Boricua. He looks like me, a little darker. That's where I got the hair. My mom, she's Mexican. So half and half. And it's funny. Back in the 90s, it was like people are asking, "Oh, you're Mexican Puerto Rican? How did that work?" I thought you two hated each other. So I'm like, say Romeo and Juliet. It's just a bunch of Latinos in the party. They get drunk and hook up. That's just what it is. I don't know. It's not bigger than you think it is. But
where did your family meet? Where did your parents meet?
Yeah, so I'm originally from Northwest Indiana, so it's 20-30 minutes outside of Chicago, Southside Chicago. Okay. We're right there. On the state line. So I tell people Indiana and they think white people in cornfields. No, and I'm talking blacks, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, broke whites. We're all there, Northwest Indiana. So that's where I grew up. That's where my family's from. That's where my parents met and all that. So I grew up there for majority of my life.
That's awesome. So your parents met over there. You said they met at a party, hooked up, had fun.
It's typical Latino story, right? They're teenagers. They, got drunk at a party. I think it was a Halloween party. I'm thinking 9 months before my birthday. So it was probably a Halloween party. And my dad was 17. My mom was 19. and shows how smooth my dad is. And yeah, dated for 3 years, didn't work out, and now I get 2 birthdays and two Christmases and 2 everything.
Listen, nobody's mad at that. Nobody's mad at that. It happens. It's funny because I feel like a lot of our parents meet at parties. My parents met at a baptism in Long Island.
What?
My dad, and the funniest part of the whole story is, and I always like, it would be my bloodline, like it would be my father. That he tells it, he goes, yeah. So we're getting ready for the baptism, and I was the godfather, and I was taking a shower. So I came out of the shower. He's like, I came out of the bathroom, and the guests had already started arriving. So fashionably late.
Oh, okay.
He's over here in the shower walking out, and I guess my mom was waiting for the shower, and she like bumped into him. And he was like, yo, he's like, I had to tell both of my girlfriends to leave. It was love at first sight. I knew your mom was the one. I was like,
oh, that's such a good job at the story. I'm like, I had to tell both of my girlfriends to leave at a baptism.
My mom had a boyfriend and everything, and my dad persisted and persisted and persisted until he got, and they've been married for, March will be 34 years.
Whoa, good
35
for them.
years. Sorry, 35.
Oh my God. Congratulate! I was expecting it's like you and like 8 other baby mamas and stuff like that.
No, who would have thought, right?
A story like that. Wow.
He made him. She turned his life around. He said the day he got married, he quit all of his vicios. So he quit like the cigarettes. He had quit like smoking. He did all of that for my mom, and he has been married with her ever since. It's been, obviously like all marriages, not perfect. But they have definitely fought through it, and they've been through their ups and downs. And it's beautiful. It's, especially living in the world that you live in nowadays, and me being divorced, you see the realities that are nowadays, and how the mentalities change from like how old school they are, even though they're still young, because my parents are only 56. So like, they still have that young mentality. They're still in that transition, but at the same time, they have a lot of the old school traditional values that I just feel like nowadays don't exist often anymore.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's your parents are like a special breed. Like that's a special
100%.
breed. That's like white people stuff. Like that's like very nice, very clean. 30 years, gave up all that. Like
together. He gave up some of the vicios. They're still,
okay. Oh yeah, we all got some.
We're still human here. We're still human here.
Okay. Exactly.
No, like I said, everybody has their bumps in the road, and I don't think necessarily everything changes overnight in the sense of just in life in general. I think people have, whether it's their personalities or their own traditions or their own particular way of being. My parents are 2 different countries, even though they're both Central American. My mom's from El Salvador and my dad's from Costa Rica, but the lifestyles are still different. The way my mom was raised in El Monte, in El Campo, and in Santa Rosa de Lima is completely different than my dad being raised in the city of San Jose. It's day and night. So there's still a lot of differences that I think that, it takes a lot of work, and I've seen them have to compromise, have to sacrifice, have to negotiate, have to, just be like, yo, if this doesn't, something's got to give, because, we've been working on building this, on doing this, on, surviving all of this. So, like there's been good, there's been bad, there's been things that, for me that, and one of the reasons I wanted to call this episode What I Did is something that I love that you talk a lot about is, breaking generational cycles. Taking risks. You take a lot of risks in your career and in your life, and you've fallen, but you've also had a lot of triumphs, and you've been celebrating some of those as of late. And we'll definitely touch base with that, but tell us a little bit about all of everything you got going on. You made the big leap, you took a risk. What most people would call an awesome, amazing, safe job, like doing great and building and being in your space. And I know that comes with a lot. Tell us a little bit about all of this.
Yeah. So in case y'all didn't know, I was a video producer for Buzzfeed for about 7 years. 3 of those 7 years, I was on the PeroLike team, where if you don't know the PeroLike team, which you should know the PeroLike team, it's the premier Latinx digital content creation brand where we create content for the culture on all things social media, from TikTok to YouTube to Facebook. And it's been one of the biggest highlights of my life. I love everyone on that team: Curly, Gadiel, Maya, everybody, Claudia, Jaleesa. And I learned so much about myself. And, you know, long story short, I didn't want to join the team because I felt like I wasn't Latino enough, because I'm like third generation. Like I didn't watch, like, I feel like my family was a generation ahead of everyone else's, where like I was a little more Americanized, and I didn't speak Spanish, and I can't dance salsa. And I like, this is just something I have to tell Latin women when I go on Tinder dates with them, when I see the disappointment in their faces. But it's like,
true though. I won't
it's exactly. So I'm like, well, I guess I'll just date the white girls in high school because I don't disappoint them and I'm still exotic. But anyway, no, it was like, so the longest I didn't feel like I was Latino enough. And then I had to do a lot of inner work with myself, a lot of self-love, acceptance, all that, and just realize, you know, Latino is not something that you try to be. It's just something who you are. And our diversity is what makes us powerful. And I started making videos on PeroLike about my issues, about my insecurities, about what would get my Latin card revoked. And that ended up going viral, blowing up. And all these other Latinos in the comments were like, oh my God, I feel so seen. Oh my God, I also feel insecure. Oh my God, this and that. And it just shows there's different identities. And that's the beauty of the digital space, is you get to connect and find communities, even in different like subsects of what you're creating. And I got to learn so much about my culture. I got to learn about, you know, where my family's from, like from our African roots in Puerto Rico and all that. I got to, you know, work with my dad and do a bunch of thirst trap videos with my dad because everyone says he's hot. I got to do videos with my mom where we talked about the health in the Latino community, and she was able to beat her diabetes in a month of just changing her diet. So it's crazy. All these beautiful experiences, but I knew my time was about to come to an end. I knew I had to move on and grow. And my dream was to travel. My dream was to see the world and create content. And I pivoted to create my own brand called Self Hype, which is, you know, all about, you know, self-empowerment, entrepreneurship, how to, you know, use the digital space and take advantage of it as a tool, and all those things. So, yeah, I created a coaching program, my own content, everything else, and also my own production company because I'm a filmmaker. So it was the time, and I took that jump, and I'm so happy. And it's a liberating feeling like my back is against the wall, but I know I'll be okay. And yeah, I asked everyone else, if you feel upset, if you feel like you're overwhelmed, if you feel like you're ready to go, burn the ships if you can. It's scary. You choose yourself. It's always going to work out. But yeah,
you were living in LA because for all of this, correct? And now you took the leap and you're back. Are you back home in Chicago, or are you like?
Yeah. So I like to, since it's like a love podcast, I go on dates with women. I'm saying, yeah, I am homeless. I'm unemployed. I live out 2 suitcases, and I'm an influencer. So yeah, what's up? What's good with it? You know, but yeah, so
It was good.
I was good. You know, so no, I sold everything when the pandemic started. I like sold my car, moved out of my apartment. I kind of saw this coming. Like, I wanted to take advantage of this reset because I was so overwhelmed. I was like stuck in traffic. I was working in the mornings, working late at night, just working at Buzzfeed and my side hustles. I had like 6 different side hustles going. And so I knew I had to have a reset, and I had a relationship at the time. So I moved out and lived with her for a bit. We broke up. Congrats to me. Congrats to her. It was a beautiful breakup. Very adult. And
as it should be. Not every breakup has to be a bad breakup. I think that sometimes there's just lessons that you need to learn, and about not only the person, but about yourself for what you truly want moving forward.
Exactly. It's like there's no L's in a relationship if you became a better person because of it. Like, if you grew, and you helped each other grow, and you ended at the right time, and you didn't take advantage of each other or whatever, boom, it's just life stuff. So like, I'm very proud of myself, because younger Eli would pretend he had a mental illness and go into hiding for 2 years and say, I'll text you back, girl. It's just, no, that's not good. You don't want that. So I'm very proud of adult Eli.
I'm proud for you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm proud for you.
Which is why the TikTok works, and we'll talk about it. But that's why the TikTok works, because I understand these guys. I understand these men.
Viral thing.
I get it. So like, yeah, so I'm just traveling with my family right now for the holidays, but I'm really a digital nomad. I got a film opportunity in LA, so I'll be creating a film for La Leaf slash Netflix. That'll be next year. But in between that time, I may be staying in Mexico City, maybe staying in Colombia. It's kind of up to me or where I want to be.
I already sent my headshot.
Oh, okay.
I already sent my headshot so I could be in my film.
Okay.
You know, I need some credits on my IMDb.
Got you. I got you. Yeah. So now I'm making movies. I'm doing my coaching program. I'm traveling, living the life that I dreamed of 10 years ago. So I'm very blessed and grateful that I've been able to bust my ass to be in this position that I'm in now.
I know it's really scary to like take that real leap. And I think, you know, one of the things that I really admire about you, I think that this pandemic, it's one of the really minimal good things that has happened through this pandemic, which has been a lot of the focus shifting into what the mental health space is. I think it's such a big deal, especially with men, you know, coming from countries that have a lot of machismo and that men don't cry or you can't express your feelings, or, you know, if you say too much or if you don't say, like, it's like, I can't tell you I miss you. Like, I can't tell you I love you. I can't, like, okay, here's a pat on the shoulder. Like, you know, even tell them, you know, your homies, like, yo, I'm proud of you, dude. Like, let me give you some real, like, genuine love, you know? And I know as a woman, I get looked at crazy when I go up to somebody I just met. I'll be like, yo, I really like your energy. I really feel like, you know, I love your outfit. You're real beautiful. You're glowing. I get crazy looks like, who, what? Like, you know, but as a man, you know, and you're very vocal about mental health issues. You're extremely vocal about, you know, obviously relationship, you know, things, your insecurities, what you've gone through. How did you feel that click where it was just like, all right, I'm done doing this and I need to do this. This is my truth. Like, was there a click ever? And what has that process been for you?
Wow. Yeah, that's such a good question. I think I was always this kind of guy. Because I think about like, yeah, everyone always says that like, oh, you're you know, a Latino man. You're really open about your emotions, really open about mental health. I'm like, yeah, I am. I don't know. It's hard to think about like, I you know what I think it is? I think I grew up like with the women in my life and with my mom and with my grandma, and I really cared about them, and I seen what they were going through with dealing with my dad and dealing with my grandfather and dealing with my uncles and dealing with all the toxic machismo BS, like, and I grew up with them. Like, now it's now to the point when it's a girls trip, oh, Eli's going too. So like I was
I know.
Yeah,
I saw you sipping drinks on the beach with the girl, and you even have like, you're the official like bro, like the leader of the women bro squad, because you had a whole shirt made just for you.
I did, and my aunt made it like a tight muscle shirt.
I wish I had like the picture. Jeffrey, can you please pull it up on your share screen?
No,
Jeffrey, his IG.
Jeffrey, we're homies. Don't do me like that. I don't think I have it as an official post though. I think I just had it as an IG story, right. So you may not be able to find it. Yeah, I'm smart. I'm not putting that on social proof. That's gonna disappear. But no, so yeah, that's the thing. Like, I grew up just really kind of seeing kind of the stuff they gone through and feeling more connected, I guess, with their experiences, and like kind of just, I don't know. And then I have a lot of friends that are women, and but the thing is, I dealt with the insecurities of unsettled issues in what I seen in relationships. So from my great grandparents to my parents, they're all divorced and split up. So I didn't see the importance of relationships, and also I didn't see my own self-worth and value. Like, I didn't love myself, and I was noticing I was also kind of going down a track of wasting people's time, or, you know, beating around the bush, or, you know, like not being the best partner I could be. And I didn't want that. It was that self-reflection that I think that kind of clicked with me. But it was more so, not so much about, it was about mental health and everything else, but I knew I had to make a change in my life. And because I was like really down in the dumps, I felt stuck in life. I was really upset, and I just knew I had to make a shift. And it started with me loving myself. And then I started realizing, oh, wow, I'm in these Tinder streets. I'm in these digital streets trying to holler because that's a distraction. That's a notch on my belt. I'm trying to seek validation through someone else because I can't seek it with myself. Oh, wait, that's how all my guy friends are. That's how we don't talk about any of that stuff. And like, and I know who I was, my truth was, and it was openly expressing and questioning and dissecting life and dissecting how to be a better human. And that's what my passion is. That's what I'm in love with. And I fully accepted it without the fear of being judged or rejected or whatever. Like, and the results have shined through. I've been able to work with brands. I've been able to travel. I've been able to do all these things because of it. And I'm glad I could be a spokesperson and be an advocate and all those things. And because it should be normalized. And yeah, you know, we did that on PeroLike too. Yeah.
But with the good and the bad, let's be realistic. There are some alpha women. I'm trying to say this as politely as possible. But there are some women that are also just as emotionally hurt as men are. I see Jeffrey shaking his head in the background, by the way.
I wish I could see the Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
I can't see Jeffrey. I want to see Jeffrey's reactions.
I'm going to put Jeffrey on real
There he is. There he is. I want to see Jeff Cam. Where's
I'm
the
not going to put Jeffrey on blast, but you could see from that image, and I could see it slowly in the background as I say this. And I say this because I've seen, you know, both sides of it. I've seen it because I do have a brother. You know, I have a dad too. I don't like saying the word sensitive. My brother is very in tune with his emotions, though. And I think, you know, I will take fault. Growing up, it was always like, oh, don't be such a crybaby. Oh, no sea un llorón. Like, no, like, don't, you can't be like that. You're a boy. You know, and those were things like instilled, and I see it now. You know, I'm self-aware, but I see it with other women. I see women, yo, don't be a little bitch. Don't do this. You know, don't cry. Like, you know, I want a real man. Like, you know, and then you are seeing all these cases of domestic violence. You're seeing all of these cases of mental and verbal abuse, and all of these other things. But it's like a really nasty pattern. How have you found yourself to have been in any of those type of situations where a woman's just like, yo, you're too emotional for me, or like, this is too much? Because it's realistic. It's, you know, and again, like I always like, oh, I want me a nice macho, da da da. But I'm a whole llorona. I need somebody I could talk to. I need to have a deep conversation with you. Like, that's gonna make me feel so much better than you telling me to like wipe my tears and butter, like, you know, man up. Like, you know, sometimes it's just about having that connection and being able to speak to somebody. So how has it been in your, like, for you?
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up, because I think that's a really important thing we need to talk about. I think a big spotlight is always on men and how we need to be better and how we need to change and how we need to dissect our generational trauma. But women are the same thing. Back to my TikTok, I call out women as well, where I'm like, hey, guys act like this for this, but you all accept that behavior. You all let that in your life because you're looking for love that you are used to. And you're looking for love that you want, not the love that you need. You may grow up with a father that's machismo and this and that, but that comes with a certain level of issues and abrasiveness and all that, which is not always good when it translates to a partner. And when you really think about it, do I really want that same person? Or do I might just want, or do I need that same person? Or do I want
it's not even that. I feel like some people just find comfort in what they already know how to handle. I've been with my dad for 20, 30 years of my life. I know how to deal with a man like that rather than the unknown of a man that, you know, communicates but doesn't communicate, or can or won't, or whatever that may be. I you know, not to cut you off, but we keep mentioning the video. So let's tell everybody the basis of this viral video. It caught a lot of attention, and a lot of attention from both perspectives, which I thought was really, really cool. So tell us about the video that went viral.
Yeah, so first off, I didn't go on. I'm not a TikToker. I'm not a TikToker at all. Buzzfeed wanted me to be on TikTok. That was the next wave. I was like, guys, I don't have time for this. I'm exhausted. I'm done with social media if this is the new wave. I don't got time for the TikToks. And then I would post here and there, whatever. It wasn't a big deal. And then I was dealing with, I have a lot of friends that are women, and I would tell them just that real, harsh love, real talk. And they'd always greatly appreciate it, because I'm like, wow, you're actually being like, my girls don't talk like this. Thank you for telling me this hard, real truth.
Yeah, and because women be sugarcoating it to each other too. Yeah, oh no, girl, he's probably just busy.
No, we don't like
if you know the holiday. that's
And
más
that's it.
mierda, bro. Just
And that's it. So I remember I was actually like waiting for a date and she was late. And so I was like, well, let me make this TikTok. I'm just gonna rant. It's gonna rant for 3 minutes straight and just tell you,
stop.
because my friend was dealing with a certain situation. I keep hearing it over and over and over again. And that's why I said, listen, if you're talking to a guy and it seems like you guys are dating, but it's not official and it's been a long time, and he says whatever excuse why he's not interested or it's not the right time or whatever, he just doesn't like you that much. That's it. He doesn't like you enough to want to settle down. And I broke it down as a man sees it, where if there's a woman that we care about, the number one thing that men don't want is another guy being able to touch, hook up, slap that ass, whatever, with the woman that he cares about. So the fact that he doesn't want to lock it down shows that he doesn't care about you, and you could go off and do whatever you want because he's doing his thing. And the thing is, you're being convenient towards his schedule, his life, and everything else by accepting that and allowing that into your life. So that's why I was pretty much just like, yo, stand your ground, say what's up. If you want something, say it. Just straight up, is it me or this me, or we're out? And you'll get your answer. You'll get your answer, or you won't get an answer. Because I seen some girls in the comments and they said he ghosted me after I asked them that. So it's like, that's your answer right there. So it blew up. And I went from like 2,000 followers to like 26,000 in like 3 weeks. I got over 1 million likes of like views or whatever. So now I'm a TikToker.
Tiki talking now.
Now I do the tiki talkies, and that's my thing now. So I just give that real talk from a guy's perspective, because it got flooded with thousands of comments. There was girls in my DMs on Instagram, on Facebook, like, hey, so I saw your TikTok. Here's some screenshots of the text messages. We've been together for like 5 months. What do you think? Like, it was crazy. So like, I still get DMs to this day of like, can you assess this? What do you think?
Well, the problem is that, again, like, like I have friends who have tried to put me, obviously, the whole you need to date thing got so far where there's a whole show named after me, like dating. So like it went out of hand here. Obviously, they tried to sign me up for the Hinge and for the Buzz, the other one, and Bumble, but yeah. Whatever. Well, the one with the B on it. All of this stuff, and I don't know, like, it's been so weird, like even through like the separation, I went through a small dating phase, but it was very personal. It was very like, people I met personally, like, or like, old school, like, and I feel like now it's so digital, and like, I know people that have like, don't what is it? Don't ignore a DM because you don't know if it could be your next husband or wife.
Oh my God, really?
I know people who have been married for years now, and it was because he or she slid into their DMs, and now they have kids and house. So it's so like hit or miss, and I feel like people have so many options nowadays where it's like, when getting that piece of advice and a video doesn't surprise me, a video like that going viral, because we live in such a perception world, and everything is so like, people don't even, sometimes you'll be like, they got pregnant when they were dating somebody, since who, and then there's others that are forever in a relationship or forever in new relationships. And there's just, people have these options nowadays, and not a lot of reality. I think it's more perception than reality. And that's what's killing a lot of the dating, because people fall in love with the perception of people, where they've worked, their Instagram followers, what they do, what they present on social media, rather than people actually getting to know each other. There's people that you've hung out or that you've met through social media, but be realistic. Like, how much real life facts do you know about this person or their family, or where they come from, or what they've lived through? Like, it's refreshing to even have conversations nowadays.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I think it's funny how DMs turn into marriages, and like Tinder matches are like, how'd you guys meet? Oh, Tinder. And I remember that used to be like, oh my God, Tinder. And it's being more and more normalized. And it's like, I understand the shift and change and the negatives and all that, which is totally true. It's like, there's definitely this social hierarchy and clout that's a part of like that gives you like a sense of, I don't know, like like you're better than someone in some way. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm sure certain people would agree to date me because I have, you know, that many Instagram followers, I'm verified or whatever. Like, it doesn't hurt.
It's that blue check. That's what it
blue
is.
Check. That blue
that
check.
Curly hair and that blue check.
Hey, you know, what's up, girl? What's good with it? Yeah, no, going in random celebrities' DMs. Hey, I got a blue check too. What's up? You know, let me take you out. Megan Fox. It's and that is a part of it. And I think I'm curious to see how that translates to the youth, because I would like to think, okay, yes, I see your social media perception, but I still have to connect with you and get to know you. Like, that's the one thing, is like, do we still click? Yes, you go in the DMs. I think you're hot, whatever, but we still got to meet IRL and we got to still connect. Like, I had 2 relationships off Tinder, 2 significant ones, multi-year relationships off Tinder. And I still don't recommend Tinder to people because it's that much of a mess. But I got 2 relationships out of it. And I think, unfortunately, it's just going to be the future and it's just going to normalize. I think we have to do our due diligence to put the human first, because you see someone at a bar, they look hot, you just strike up a conversation, you're just trying to be cute and be your best selves, and, you know, like, hey, what's up?
Right.
You know, you don't really, how much do you really know until you go on an actual date?
You can feel somebody's like energy. Like, you can't, how are you going to get somebody's energy off some pictures that they decided to pick and some
phone call?
Yeah, but sometimes even then, I don't think a phone call, maybe a FaceTime. I could see maybe a FaceTime.
It's all by looks.
To the FaceTime, there's so many creepy people out there. How am I going to be giving my phone number to just anybody? I know,
but you give them to some random guy at a bar. How do you know he's not a serial killer? At least you know his profile's verified. At least you know his interests. At least you can see his Instagram.
People pay for verification.
These are all facts and checks that we didn't have before. If anything, these are safety monitoring. See, Jeff gets it. They go by the looks. I didn't even see the Jeff chat over here. So it's I like to think it gives you a couple layers of, okay, because as a man, I'll say this. I like the dating apps because of my lifestyle. I'm busy, I travel and all that. Because I get to kind of screen the ladies before I meet them. Now, I mean this in a conscious way because I want to know if I'm going to waste my time. I don't want to waste my time and money, because dating's expensive if you're a guy, especially if you're living in a city like LA. So I love the fact that I get to see their vibe, what they're about. I jump on a phone call to see if we got good chemistry, yada, yada, yada. And if it's on, yo, let's grab a couple drinks. But I've been on a bunch of dates and I'm like, man, this is a big ass waste of time. See, Jeff, exactly. Jeff in all caps said exactly. So, and ladies, this makes it a little safer for y'all too. See, the Jeff cam. We got the Jeff cam. There
I'm going to let you guys.
No,
here you go, Taylor.
I was going to let you guys have a man moment.
No,
I'm respectful of all opinions in this sense.
It's true.
I have one theory, and this is the way I explain things to people, and I say it to my daughter all the time. God created different flavors for a reason. Some people like pistachio, other people like vanilla with sprinkles on top, others like dulce de leche, and other people just need some gelato in their life. You know what? That's why he created all the different flavors, and you just pick your flavor and go from there.
Exactly. I mean, I think dating apps are just a tool. It's not a solution. It doesn't fix the whole car. It just helps you get there, or it could be a solution or whatever. I think if you put too much weight into the digital space, into the DMs, into the dating apps, you're gonna end up feeling bad about yourself. I'm like, you're putting your self-worth on some app that somebody made. You know what I mean? That's not really who you are. So just like see it as a tool. I know so many friends that are like, oh, I didn't get any matches. No one messaged me back. It's a numbers game. You got to go through hundreds, especially if you're a guy, Jeff, you know, you got to go through hundreds in order to get some matches and dates. So like, you can't put your whole self-worth on some toy, on some game. You know what I mean? Go out and find it too. So Jayla, I'm right there with you on the IRL dating scene too.
Listen,
you gotta have
my theory in life. I have a couple of theories.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
It's not right, Jeff. It's not easy.
It is not easy.
I think dating on both ends isn't easy, especially like now. Like, you just don't know what you're gonna get. Like, you're literally. I feel like dating is just a big gamble nowadays, because you could think everything can check the boxes. You know what I mean? I could check all the good boxes on paper, but some other piece might just outshine all of that.
That's true.
The,
I mean,
the app is easy. The app is easy because you can screen, like you said. Like you can go actually today in life, you can't just go and say hello because then a female just judges you, by what you're wearing. They don't know you and they just, sometimes they reject you, by what you could just go and have some drinks, but it's a challenge to actually step up to a girl now. With
mhm.
apps, it's much easier, and you could actually have a conversation if they choose to chat with you. But
Yeah.
it's a challenge.
And then there's people like me that
Yeah.
swipe and then like 6 weeks later decide to check on it again.
And that's okay. That's your style. But the thing is,
Bad.
J-Lo, you're a beautiful woman. You could go to the bar, sit there, stick your butt out a little bit, and
No,
people are gonna say, "What's
listen,
up?"
one of my
Me and Jeff,
theories,
we gotta put ourselves out there.
We
Face
I'm
have
not
to
rejection,
put
going.
everything.
ourselves out
First
there.
of all, listen, I learned my lesson after my last after my marriage that I'm never meeting a guy at a bar again.
Okay.
That's where I met my ex-husband. Lesson learned.
Stick your butt out at church or something. I don't know where.
At
I don't know
church.
where you're gonna be in somebody. I don't know.
Church.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm feeling it's gonna either be at Disney World or at Universal, or it can be maybe like at an airport. I think that would be some like crazy thing, like, oh, my maleta fell on the floor, and I look up and, oh, let me help you with your bag, ma'am. You never know.
I hope that happens to
Okay.
me.
Hey, sure. You know what? We all wish we could find love at an airport. And they're millionaires, and they put us on their private jet and everything. No, that would be really cute. That's
Okay.
actually something I
Oh,
always
we've heard
wish
this
too.
story before. I was just making sure.
No, I always kind of wish it was that thing too. But I will say, there is this issue with always something better. There could always be something better out there. Like someone has an amazing date, and they then go home and swipe on 100 more people. Like that's, I could see how that is an issue, and I think we're all kind of guilty of that. Of like, oh, is this really someone I want to be with? Is this real? And then you find yourself like, oh, well, they cough weird. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to date them.
You always
anymore.
find what do they call it now?
Picky.
The ick. The ick.
The ick? I haven't heard that.
That's what they're calling it, right, Jeffrey? It's called the ick.
Yeah.
Yes. So I don't know if you heard. Was it? Oh my God, who was she? Went on the interview and she was talking about how he had the ick. I think it was Sierra, if I'm not mistaken. Talk about Russell at the beginning. That there was something, or I don't remember. One of these celebrities recently was talking about how. Oh, it was Alicia Keys talking about Swiss Beats. Yes, because I remember I reposted that. And she was talking about how at one point he had the ick. Like it was just almost like the point of no return. Like they had been dating, but she was like, he's too loud. He's too egocentric. He's too like all the things I didn't, and most people can't come back from that ick, that excuse, that thing that they didn't like. So obviously, the whole point for her was like, there's a comeback from that.
That's
you just gotta be real smart about it.
Alicia Keys should have been with me. I was so upset when the Swiss Beats thing happened. I'm like, why him? Oh,
I think I was shocked, yo. I'm not gonna front.
I'm still mad about that. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Damn.
That's how I feel about The Rock and his wife too, and all of Nicky Jam and all his latest girlfriends. But anyway.
But yeah, I feel you on that. Like there is all these options. Like I'm at a point where like I think I want. My thing is like I know relationships are hard. If there's one thing I learned through my life and my experiences and my family and everything else, relationships suck. And I think I think we're in a lovesick kind of society where, and a lot of women see it this way, where they see the rom-coms, they see all this other stuff, and particularly TikTok too, where it's like, well, your partner does this, that means they're red flag this and that, and then you're like, damn, he does do that. Maybe, I don't know. But then we see the rom-coms. Yeah, and then we see the rom-coms of how they met. Listen, it's always great when you first meet the person. It's always exciting. I want to see the divorce rate after those rom-com movies are over. I want to see like a part 2 of those rom-coms when they hate each other 5 years into their marriage and have to learn to love each other again. Like that is what I want to see. Because like we just like, oh, you ain't like this. I'm like, it's a movie. I mean,
but that's the reality, and that's why I even feel like when people go through things, people are so easy to vocalize. Oh, this person did this, this, and this to me, and then then you're like, why are they back together? Wait, they're on kid number 3. What just happened? You know, and it's like there's so much bad connotation on like going back, or you know, whatever it may be, when in reality, you know, I'm not one for 1,000% to believe. I think every circumstance is different. I think every situation is different. And I think, unfortunately, there are some people that have to go through really bad things to learn, to grow, and learn to evolve. You know, and sometimes it's hard to see that, because obviously nadie le gusta la vida dura, like they say. Nobody wants a hard life. But in reality, some people that's just their nature of how they have to learn things, you know?
No, it's true. And I think the big thing is being self-aware. Like, you have to be self-aware. Like, I when I date people, I always ask, what's your shit list? Like, I don't want to hear about, yeah, your good things, you're happy, you're this, you're driven. I'm talking, what if all your exes were in a room, what would they say? What would be the list? They would say, like, oh my God, this, and this. And that answer is important, because that means if she could answer that, she's self-aware of her own stuff. Because like, what I want to find, and I think what people need to find, is not so much the person I love, but the person that I can get through differences with, the person that knows how to fight, the person that knows how to like build a relationship. I think, I don't know, to me, love is like an action that we all are, is like a tool that we can all use, which we love people that we shouldn't have loved in the past. So like, I want to try to find someone that I can build a relationship with. So like, if they're self-aware, they know their triggers, they know their past issues and how it affects them now, that we could conversate about it, we create language about it. But I think a lot of people aren't even self-aware of their own issues, that they keep ending up in these situations, relationships, because of it. So like, and you're like, why can't I find any good people? I'm like, well, why are you allowing these people into your life? Maybe make some different decisions. Maybe find that person that isn't that, you know, super machismo guy or whatever. So it's that self-awareness for me, I think, is really important, because I know why I suck. So like, and I'm willing to share my list, you know, with who I'm going to go on a date with. So, you know, it is what it is.
And listen, I think that's really important. I think a lot of people, you know, going into, and obviously you always want to impress somebody you like or that you want to attract. I think it's human nature that we, you know, want to put on like our nicest things and always, you know, make sure my hair looks good and you dress up and, you know, you get a haircut, you know, like these little things. But I also think, you know, like, it's important, like you said, to hide like that self-awareness, but also not only self-awareness, a lot of communication. I think people have such a lack of communication, or knowing what kind of communication each person has, because the way I communicate might not be the same way you communicate. And it's sometimes, especially for me, I know that it's not what you say, it's how you say it to me.
Yeah.
Especially me, I got a fiery temper. I'm like Hades from in Hercules, when his hair goes from blue to red, like in an instant. It's the Aries in me that's just like, what? And it's like, it's again, but you come over here and, you know, you do a little, hey babe, we gotta talk. It's like, oh man, what did I do now? And then I get to, okay, so what's up? And you know, it's a different conversation than being screamed at or yelled at or talked down to or belittled, or, you know, in these conversations. And I think communication languages and knowing how each person not only says things but takes things is very important. And I learned that through, you know, a lot of the growth and self-awareness through, you know, the separations and all of that. And it wasn't an easy thing to remember, because I, you know, as an alpha, like as an aggressive type just person, you know, I'm agresiva, like I'm just agresiva, like Latina. That's just, I'm spicy. That's just, I talk loud. Everybody's like, yo, stop yelling. I'm not yelling. This is just how I talk. I can't help it. I talk with my hands, and it looks like I'm fighting, and it happens all the time. And I grew up, you know, in Boca Raton, Florida, where it's like, that's not how you can't be like this everywhere. You know, so you learn, you know, and sometimes like when I do speak to people or meet somebody, I have to say these things at the beginning. You know, I remember.
Did we lose her?
Yeah, she probably the internet connection and everything.
Oh no.
Yeah. No,
Well,
no
it's the
problem.
me and Jeff show
All right.
now, everybody.
Hey,
For the love of Jeff.
hey. Alfred. That's what she calls me.
The
Alfred.
Alfred.
Yeah,
For the love,
Alfred to her
for the
Batman.
love of it.
I make sure that she's, she's on point and everything, So I'm there,
Yeah.
through everything, through the good, the bad, the ugly, But
Ah, no, I
but like
appreciate
you
that.
said, yeah.
Sorry,
Don't
guys.
do that.
Apparently,
Hey, there we go.
it was Eli's management team. They said that they're charging per the hour, and it's 8 o'clock.
I thought we talked per 15 minutes. Oh, okay. We gotta talk about that then. Sorry, I thought it was per 15
Sorry.
minutes.
Yeah.
So
We
I
keep talking.
apologize
No,
in
it's fine.
advance to the plug. I apologize
Okay.
in advance. I ruined it for you.
It's all good. We changed the show. What was it when you left? We called it For the Love of Jeff, but I said Alfred because I'm the Alfred to your Batman. So I said For the Love of Alfred. For a
Love
few
of
seconds,
Alfred.
I was famous.
But yeah, you were saying you're spicy Latina, you're out there, all that's just about communication and how you talk.
No, but
right?
you got to communicate these things.
Yeah.
One of the things my dad's very upfront. And when he got asked, for my hand in marriage, one of the things that they brought up, which I thought was the funniest thing in the world, was the same exact thing I said at one of our first dates, which is like, listen, I'm type complicada. I'm super particular. My heart means well. I will never do anything with bad intentions. I will never hurt you. I will always try to uplift you. But please don't upset me and just respect me, because the minute that goes out the window, it's a wrap. But I am still complicada. Oh, by the way, and I'm mañoña. Just letting it out there. And my dad always says the same thing. Like my brother says it. Like I say it to my friends, like, yo, this is who I am as a friend, y'all. Like, I love you guys. But these are personality traits that I have. And, you mean well. I think, a lot of it has to do with the learning process and self-awareness, like you said. And, those things start changing and evolving. And sometimes I'll call people, I'll be like, hey, I'm having a ñoña moment. Like, I can't. Like, I need space to myself. Like, I can't talk to you, even with my own daughter. Me and her have a lot of plans. Like where I'm like, you're having a moment, I'm having a moment, we're gonna explode if we go at it. So let's take some space. Like, give me 5 minutes, and I'll give you 5 minutes, and we'll touch base again.
Oh, I can't wait for high school. That's gonna be fun.
Oh my God. Don't go
it's
there.
gonna be so much. She already acts like she's in high school. Like, she won't let me pick out her clothes. Like, she asked for a shopping spree for Christmas because she needs new clothes and it's uncomfortable. Tells me not to wear sports bra or leggings to drop her off at school because I'm not going to the gym. Just things like that with the 6-year-old. Simple, natural things of life.
There you go.
Eli, so tell us, real quickly. Well, Jeff, I'm gonna.
Yeah, guys, I gotta go. I gotta do the producing from the back. All right,
hey, Jeff.
I know we've gone a little over time. I'm gonna only take up a couple more of your minutes because I know you're very busy. You got things to do.
I'm having fun, man. This is a good ass time. Thank you for having me. Yeah, it's no thing. It's Christmas time, so I just got to wrap presents after this. It's chilling.
You wrap your own presents, sir? You don't just stuff them all in a bag?
Okay, so this is my thing. I hate arts and crafts. It drives me crazy. The first one will look real nice. And then after that, I'm like, I have 30 more of these, Jesus. And then I'll just start taping it, and it'll look all messed up. And like,
you don't take the easy way out. You don't just put everything in a bag and just throw it.
No, because I like Christmas. I like the ripping. I like seeing people rip it open. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll go through the frustration for that. Yeah, I'm big on holidays. So yeah.
All right. So you're a holiday guy. So where are you at right now, other than, I know you said you're going to start the traveling? What is 2020 looking like for you on, I guess, all fronts? Like, where are we looking at? I can't believe we're even having to talk now about, end of the year. I still feel like we're dealing with 2020. Now we're going to 2022.
Seriously. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like how time flies, and it's so wild to see how much of a year changes. Like, I always see the end of the year of like a time of reflection and like preparing for the new year, and like just kind of thinking, where was I 12 months ago? Like, and how different we are, like how much we've grown in our thought process, perspectives, and different. Like it's so wild. I was in a completely different space in life, but it's really interesting. So yeah, I'm really excited for 2022. Yeah, so I got into a film fellowship with Latin Independent Film Festival and Netflix, where they're funding my short film project. So that's what I'll be working on and directing, writing in the new year up until the summer, where they'll premiere it in LA. So I'll be working on that project, also doing multiple different screenwriting. I'm finishing up another short film that's going to go out in the festival circuit, but also building self-hype. So my big passion and my love is self-hype coaching. Like I worked with over 100 people around the country, from around this country. I worked with people in Asia, Europe, around the world, all to how to better improve and be more productive and active using the digital space. So I've had someone lose 40 pounds by creating a support group of drinking water. I had some people launch their brands. I have some people connect with loved ones I haven't talked to in years. It's been like one of my babies that I love. So I'm launching my coaching program in the new year as well again. So I'm really excited for that. And
well,
yeah.
For your coaching program though, I mean, obviously, you think about a lot of the things that people will be like, oh, but how could he coach me? What are some, things that you work on maybe that most people wouldn't think of, like, hey, maybe I need a coach, or maybe like, what does that really mean? You hear these things a lot, but realistically, people like to act like they know, but they don't. So let's break it down to people in a way where they could, relate to this.
100%. So back in 2016, I had the biggest mental health spell in my life. I had a panic attack, anxiety attacks. I remember dropping to the ground, clenching my chest. I was making multiple viral hits every single week at Buzzfeed, but personally, I was miserable, and I knew I had to make a change. And I changed everything about my life. I was drinking, not taking care of myself, not doing anything with my life. So I started just completely diving into everything personal development, everything just positive, everything from podcasts to books to conferences to everything. And that was like the first 6 months of my life, while I started thinking, how am I going to change my relationship with social media? Because that was a part that was bringing me down as well. So that's when I started creating these self-hype videos, which is really just the things I was learning through my mental health journey. And through that, I was able to get a following around that. And I've been able to completely change my life in a span of a year and a half, where I've been able to be extremely productive, work on myself, love myself, practice self-love, create systems where if I have a bad day, I know how to get up and do exactly what I need to do in order to accomplish what I want out of life, how to properly meditate, how to create a whole whiteboard spreadsheet of what I want out of my life, and how to actively get after it, and not falling under imposter syndrome or questioning myself. I've been able to create a system for myself to be 10x my productivity while loving myself and practicing my self-love in the process, while using the digital space to help me get there by 10x speed. So that's what I show people from what I've learned in a matter of years, and diving into the self-improvement and everything I learned with social media Buzzfeed. I cram it all into one that you learn it in 8 weeks. So within the 8-week span, you're going to know exactly how to launch and create big ideas that you were always scared of doing, how to self-empower yourself, how to put yourself out there in digital space, to lean on people, how to do practices every day to love yourself, to dive into the unknown and create a life resume that shows how fucking awesome you are, and how to put that into a system that you use every single day. And we go over business stuff, mental health stuff. I have all these different coaches. One is finance, one is health and fitness, that they personally talk to you, and it's us talking like this every single week with different challenges, different worksheets, different everything. And also you get to connect with everyone that was in the program before. So it's just this beautiful, great space of people just launching their big ideas and using digital space to personally develop. So
do you need to be in any type of, certain space, is there anything that you need to have, or is this just like, even if you have a baby idea or an idea you've been sitting on for 10 years or...
So people use it for two different reasons. If they want to launch a brand, social media, content creation, or whatever, or they just want to be more confident, or if they feel down in the dumps, or if they feel lost or stuck, or want someone who is actively, on it to help push them and be in a state of group of people to also help push them. So we had the two different types of people, and I've worked with people that already have followings, that want to be influencers. I have people that don't even know how to do an IG story or don't even have social media but are interested in it. I work with every single type of person, like middle-aged women that just want to post baking videos and want to feel empowered, to young people who want to start their social media brand. So it's really a safe intro perspective space to get what you want out of life. And it's lifetime. You get it for a lifetime as well. So we do weekly calls forever. So you get to talk to me and pick my brain and everything that I know. If you want to make viral hits, or if you want to feel self-empowered and love yourself. So.
No, I think that's important to know, though. I think a lot of people get intimidated. There's so many courses out there nowadays. There are so many, you see it all over IG and ads everywhere. And sometimes it's a little intimidating because you don't know, some people might not have the money. Some people, for them, it is an investment. For them, it is, that single mom that doesn't have a lot of time for herself, or, the mom that is a stay-at-home mom with 3 kids and a husband. And you don't know, or that man that is going through his own separation or his own divorce or his own life transition, because that is happening a lot right now with a lot of people losing their jobs, or a lot of people wanting to finally take that leap or take that risk for what they want to do. So I think it's nice to hear it and feel like, oh, okay, like I could click with this. Like, this is something that I want to cover, because there are some courses too that only cover one thing in specific. So to hear that this kind of covers not only the social thing, but the branding, and then you could also the confidence, the mental health, like that's, that I think is important to share about what your program has to offer.
No, exactly. 100%. Like, my whole thing with self-hype is to be a dope BIPOC space where it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. Because of the digital space, you could tell your story, you could launch your ideas, you could change your life like never before, because we all have this thing, or access to the online, or access to whatever. And how do we use that to change our lives? Like, this is the big equalizer. This is what I'm trying to show people. So like, and I tell people, like, the biggest thing that means the most to me is time. Time is just too precious. Like, money is one thing. I'll work with any budget. I usually want to hear people's situations. I do like 45-minute calls with someone to see if they're a good fit or not, and see if they could pay for it, or if not, we talk. And also, I'm like Target. If I wasted your time, even after it's done, I give your money back, no questions asked. And 0 people have asked for their money back, but it's always there, because I hate wasting people's time, especially their dollar that could go to anywhere. So, and that's what I'm trying to get at with, like, it doesn't matter. I want to empower people to use the digital space, because but companies like Buzzfeed aren't the only ones that could rack in and tell their stories and put themselves out there and do all this. We can too, just by doing this right now. And you can as well if you're watching this, like that. And it's just about how to frame it in the right way and make it authentic and consistent. But first, you got to do the work on yourself, so you're not afraid to do those things. It's all in here. So if you're able to work up here and work right here and use the digital space to do it, you could do whatever you want in life. So
you've definitely dropped a lot of amazing little gems, and we've gotten to share. And I'm going to try to be mindful. I'm trying to cut by like 8:30.
That's fine.
I'm still going to be a little selfish. I'm going to take a little bit more of your time.
That's okay.
Some things that we do over here that kind of setting up for right now as I let you speak. I mean, what are some personal, you have self-hype, you have some other stuff. What are some personal things you want to accomplish for 2020? Is there any specific place that you like that like it's not going past 2022? Is there like certain self things that you kind of want to like knock off your list?
Yeah, that's such a good question. You said that, and I think it's something I'm going to take some time with at the end of the year to think about as well, because I like this Netflix thing. This Netflix thing dropped on me. I'm like, oh my god, I got to make a movie now. But also, I want to launch my coaching program. But also, I got to do this, and it's all things that mean a lot. But yeah, what is the personal, right? And I'm in a really great space in my life where I just feel totally and okay being alone, like being by myself, like just chilling, just kind of And I just want to like see the world. Like I've had so much transformation this year. I want to just see that through. Like I'm able to be that digital nomad I dreamed of being when I was in my early 20s, and I get to do that now. So I want to flex that and feel okay. And I feel empowered. And if I have the time, climb Mount Kilimanjaro. That'd be dope too. That's something I want to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's experience. And I got COVID last year, so I already imagine the IG post of me on top of Kilimanjaro. I'm like, fuck you, COVID. You know,
yeah,
like,
I mean, but that's a pretty big goal though, to be honest. Any particular place that needs to be, you going back to Chile?
I am not going back to Chile. Hey, Chile, I love you.
I had to ask.
Chile.
I couldn't help myself.
What are you gonna bring it up for? Why are you bring it up like I'm still not over it yet? Yeah, you're gonna have me like talk some mess about the Chileans. Chileans, I love you. Even in the DMs, they're like, "Hey, Eli, sorry, bro. It's a little rough to get in this country. You know, it is what it is." But yeah, no, I'm not going back to Chile. You guys had your chance. When COVID's over, maybe I'll think about it. But I'm going to Mexico though. I'm going back to Mexico City. I like Mexico City. That's the point.
All right.
You would bring
are you a vision board guy?
Oh yeah.
Vision boards?
Oh yeah. Huge on vision boards. Oh yeah. I'm forcing all my siblings to do it before I leave. That's
fantastic. If I honestly, I've been considering maybe doing that as like a new holiday tradition. Like we just need to all sit down and do the vision board together. Like here are the magazines, here's some board. You're welcome. Yes. Eli, you are welcome.
Do it.
Yeah. I already saw the mine.
Yeah. Do the vision. Yeah, no, do the vision. I swear. So I did a vision board, 2019 going into 2020. And I swear everything that I put on that board, except for one thing I didn't get to do. And I put Bernie, I want to work with Bernie Sanders. I want my face on Bernie Sanders' IG page. I did 2 national commercials for Bernie Sanders. I was on his IG page. So like I was able to work on those things. I was able to focus on my personal life. I was able to get my money right. I was able to do all those things. The one thing I didn't do was to be a TEDx speaker. And I did it the next year. So like,
God, that's phenomenal though. But like, I mean, to even manifest that or like, you know, have that come to like life, even in 2 years, there's people who will literally dream that their whole entire lives and not make it a reality. You know, I think vision boards is just one of the simplest, best, easy steps to do in really just creating something more. You know, I love my vision boards. I've been doing them for a couple years now. It's taken me, you know, I still have one like in New York in my storage. Nice. I still have it. And sometimes they don't all happen, but then I also reflect on why they didn't happen.
That's good.
That makes a huge difference. And okay, what am I going to do this next year? And in reality too, as you grow self-aware, your priorities change. And sometimes what you thought you wanted at the beginning of the year is nothing compared to what you need or want at the end of the year. You know, and going into that next year. So that's really cool to hear. You're a vision board type of guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. And that's what I'm saying. Everybody, if you think it's crazy, do it anyway. What can it hurt? My big thing is if you're frustrated in your life and everything that's going on, like different actions create different opportunities. You're going to get different outcomes. So why not do the vision board? That's the thing. You have to allow yourself to do those things. You have to allow yourself to open up yourself to manifestation, visualization. I get it. I understand. I know people personally that are like, that's crazy, like yada, yada, yada. But I'm telling you, I am product of it. And these are things that I'm super passionate about. And I learned from meditation to visualization, to journaling, to all those things. And I had the results to prove it. And I'm like, just allow yourself to do it. And especially for our community, I want our community to dive in and do these sort of things because it works. Like it's crazy. So, you know, what can it hurt? Different actions create different outcomes. That's all I have to say on that.
No, absolutely. All right, we're gonna do this quick little game.
Okay. I'm excited.
Out of the bowl. It's my first question. It's just kind of the thing. My first. I don't know, like just random questions. We put this in here the first season, first day of the episode, this bowl kind of has just lingered here. So now it has just become the bowl of truth. And I just take it out and I just ask questions. Some I'll skip, some I won't. All right. So we're going to start here. My first time in trouble with the law.
My First time trouble with the law. I was such a nerd. So there's nothing like that deep. First time in trouble with the law.
Or you came close to getting in trouble with them. Because I will say I've never gotten arrested.
No, I never got arrested. Okay.
I'm not one of those. Like,
yeah, no, I mean, okay. So I think the first time was probably when I was in high school. I was in my the family van and took it out on a date and drove to the park at night and try to do my thing, took the the strollers out, put it in the back, took the car seats from my younger sibling, put it in the back, and cops came at the worst time you could possibly think. I was like, oh shit, my mom's gonna kill me, so yeah.
Those are like the biggest heart attacks in like high school. Like you would be doing all the things you're not supposed to be doing, and you do them anyways, and then a cop shows up.
Oh yeah, that's the worst. So yeah, we hopped in. I was like, and I was like, hey guys, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, he knew I was doing it. I'm like, oh sorry sir, we're just her grandma died or something like that. It's just like, just go. He knew what was up. So I think that was the closest. That was like the first time I think was in high school.
Okay. My first heartbreak.
Ooh, yeah, my first heartbreak. I know that one off the jump. Sarah Allen, the summer.
Oh, we called her out by name.
Sarah Allen, if you're out there, I'm still mad at you for breaking my heart. It was the summer of 7th grade. I'll never forget it. We so many sloppy makeout sessions. I loved you. She was like a scenester, like goth chick, and I was a skater boy, and we dated for the summer. And then I went to my grandma's house in Colorado for that summer, and she calls me. She's crying. She's like, I was at a rave. And like these gangbangers said that if you keep dating Eli, we're gonna beat you up. So I care about you, so we have to break up. And I'm like, damn girl, I totally believe you. Yes, let's break up. I understand. And I was depressed. And then I go on.
Thank you for protecting me.
Thank you for protecting me. I thought she was a saint. I go on Xanga, which is before MySpace. I'm aging myself here. It's before MySpace. And I say, I look in the comments and she says, oh, I love you, Brad, or something. And Brad's like, I love you too, girl. And she was cheating on me. She was cheating on me. She didn't have the audacity to hide the comments.
Damn,
she had the audacity.
She blamed it on the gangbangers.
Always blame it on the gangbangers. Sarah
Allen.
Allen. Poor gangbangers had nothing to do with it. So yeah.
Sarah Allen, you ruined his heart.
Broke my heart.
You broke
First heartbreak. Was depressed. Yeah.
I feel like I know the answer to this one as into your last couple months of travel wise. It says my first time doing something I never want to do again. And my automatic thought was go back to Chile.
People are going to think I hate Chile so much. I never even got to go into the country. I hate the Chilean airport. How about that? I'll never go to if there's a way I get to go to Chile without going to the airport, I will do that. You guys, I will go by boat if I need to. But yes, it will be that. Yeah, recently. It'll be doing that during COVID.
No, but what is something other than Chile? Something that you've done and you never do again?
Oh, okay. These questions, there could be so many things, but I always go with what's on top of my head. Skydiving. I will never do that again.
Really?
I will never do that again. So I'm scared of everything, but I'll do it. Life's short. Screw it. So my buddy surprised me as a birthday present. We go up there. I have to pee. I think I'm going to pee myself. I'm the last one to jump off the plane. Right before we're about to jump off, the pilot's like, wait. And we're like, aye, oh, what? And it's like, I have to get through this cloud first. I'm like, oh my God. I didn't know the camera guy was rolling this whole time. So I looked so scared. I was like, like this. We jump out. We're free falling. And I'm like, I'm trying to look cool because the camera guy's there. I'm freaking out. He pulls the thing. And then we're like, I was like, isn't this beautiful? I'm like, no. And then we get down and they're like, don't you feel like immortal? I'm like, hell no, I feel like the most mortal I've ever been. And I look at my guy, the guy who's strapped to me, and his pants are off. He doesn't have any pants on. I was like, where's your pants? He's like, oh, they must have ripped off. We saw the video. He had a hole in his pants. The air took it. So as we were free falling, his pants flew off and he was just riding me bare ass, it's free falling all the way down in the sky. I was like, I'm never doing this again, man. This is it. This is
Well, at least it was his pants and not his top, because the parachute probably would have gone with that.
There you go. We could have died.
Think about it.
And my thing is, if the parachute did cut or something, we would have free falled, died, and it would look real awkward if they saw our bodies. Some guy with his pants off connected to me like, oh, like that. Like I'm like, I don't want to go out like that. I'm good. So I'm not doing that again.
I guess I wouldn't after that experience. I don't blame you. I'm dying to go skydiving, but that's hilarious.
Do it. I won't do it. I won't go with you, but I'll record you go down. But
you record me going down.
Yeah, I got you with that.
Oh man. All right. And then last but not least, we got 5 minutes left. I like to do these cards. My homegirl Carrie got these sent for me. They're called Healthy Vibes.
Ooh.
So they're basically awesome affirmation cards. So I let my guests pick their cards through our energy of conversation.
Okay.
And I will let you pick it. It's become one of my favorite things to do. Boop, boop, boop,
So
boop,
I have.
Wait, ready? You're going to tell my finger when to stop. Ready?
Oh, okay.
1, 2. It's like,
Keep going. Got to keep the sound effect going. Keep going. Why are you laughing for? You're messing up.
Because it's the longest I've had to do it.
You're messing up the vibes. Keep going.
Sorry.
Okay, stop. This is like the Price is Right wheel. It's like.
That was actually one of my favorite shows, all right?
That show was fire.
It says, abundance flows to me in all forms freely.
Ooh.
There you go,
Flows
sir.
to me in all my arms. What is that?
Here.
That's wow.
You like it? You like it?
In all my farms? Abundance flows to me in all my farms?
In all forms freely.
Oh, I thought it was in all my farm. I don't own any farm. Oh, okay, I'll take it.
In all
Thank you.
forms. In
All
all of
forms.
your forms. So
All
you
of
get
my
abundance
forms.
not only financially, but in friendships and love and family and
I'll take it.
growth and evolution, I guess.
Thank you.
I'm just making up words.
I'll take all of it. And my farms. Abundance in my farm. And abundance in my farms as well. And everything.
And your farms.
In my farms.
Do you play Animal Crossing? Do you have farms?
I do not play Animal Crossing. Oh my god. My ex played that game. She just stopped talking to me after she bought that game. I'm like, that game's addictive. It's dangerous.
Oh, my daughter has a Switch. I'm more of a Mario Party type of gal.
Oh yeah, Mario Party's fun. I like Mario
We've been playing a lot of Mario Party lately. I just got Kingdom Hearts, but I've been fighting with her about it because she wants to play and I get really into it. So it's just like, you're gonna mess up the game. I'll get a little upset about it.
The nostalgia of us. Yeah, the competitive nostalgia. Like, you don't understand like I understand, okay? I was there. Yeah.
Listen, this is why I can't play Mario Kart with her, because then I start getting, a little like, I still got the Nintendo 64 remote too, and I just be wanting to throw it at the TV and get a little frustrated. I start cursing at the Rainbow Trail, and I can't be doing that.
I feel you on that. I whoop all my cousins' asses at
Look
Smash
at Jeffrey's
Brothers.
face.
Oh,
Jeffrey's shaking his head because he knows that's exactly how I am.
Dang, poor Jeff. Alpha.
Very competitive.
Very competitive.
All right, I'm gonna pick my card real quick. I will.
You want me to do the? You want me to do the sound?
Are you gonna do it?
Yeah, stick your finger out again, and I'll do the sound effect this time.
All right.
Okay. Ready?
All right.
All right. Put your finger out. All right.
2, 3, go.
I'm so much better than this than you. Okay, God. Jesus. That's harder than I thought.
Oh, mine's very simple. It just says live.
Oh, hey. There you go.
Just gotta live.
With the plan. Just gotta live sometimes.
All right.
Jeffrey, I'm just gonna pick yours quick.
Okay.
Aw. It says, I accept you. You are perfect exactly as you are.
Oh, Jeff.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
You know what? Forget those girls at the bar that reject you, Jeff. You're
I
perfect
know,
the way you
right?
are, man.
That's
You're
right. I'm
perfect
gonna
the
get
way you are.
famous. I'm gonna hang out with you. You go get famous. You go do shows, and you know what? Yeah. Well, we're going to have for the love of Alfred. You know.
Yeah, and then we reject them.
Exactly. That's right.
We don't become better people. No, we just reject.
That's right.
I can't. I can't with both of y'all. Thank you, Jeff, for being on the show. Love you. And Eli, we're going to wrap it up with this. Thank you so much for being on the show tonight. And just all the amazing things. Good luck. Many blessings with all the stuff. Like they said, all the abundance that you deserve for the next chapter in your life. Where can everybody follow you, see you, keep up with you? What's the best way to get in contact with your self-hype and coaching and all of that? Let us know.
Yes. So I'm super simple. My handle it's Eli Vazquez on all social, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, all that. If you go on my IG, shoot me a DM, say, hey, what's up? Like, this is what I'm going through. See if you're a good fit. I jump on one-on-one calls with everyone because I don't want to waste people's time. I want to have this be the best experience possible. So if you're interested in the coaching, shoot me a DM, say, hey. I also have the link in the bio of my Instagram with all the different ways that you could connect with me and check me out and support me. So, and yeah, Jayla, thank you so much for having me. I honestly, this is probably real talk. This is probably the most fun I had on any kind of podcast show experience. So thank you. I honestly had such a good time. And it means so much that for you letting me into your space, because I know it's a special one. Because I told you, I see you in these digital streets, girl. I've been seeing you hustling and doing your thing. So
no,
it means
I really do appreciate, having you on the show and you being so open and transparent with all of your things. And it's one of the things that I've been wanting to do on my show and just really touch base with such amazing souls like yourself that have stories to tell and that live through this no fear, kind of like you said, it's only one life. Let's just do it. So I really do appreciate, I know you're really busy and you have so much going on and I appreciate you taking some time to be on here with us. And that means now I have the open door, not the wajode. I won't be bothering you all the time and you're going to have to come on another time and we'll be talking about your short films and all the other projects you definitely have. I want exclusives, okay?
I got you. Yeah, my management will talk to you. We'll figure out details. A couple $1 million per episode. It's fine. We'll figure it out. Don't worry.
And before that though, I'm gonna have to get those vocals for the I might have to use that for the next season.
I got you. Yeah, no worries. For sure.
Thank you so much for being on the show, and thank you everyone tuning in next Tuesday. I got all the details later, y'all. Just enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, everyone. Bye. Thank you.